almost no one outside the tech industry paid attention to computer chips. They were invisible, buried deep inside devices, quietly doing their job. When you bought a phone or a laptop, you cared about the brand, the design, maybe the camera, but not the chip. That has completely changed. Right now, there's a hidden battle happening beneath the surface of the tech world. It's not being fought through flashy product launches or viral announcements. It's being fought in factories, data centers, and research labs. And it revolves around one thing: chips. Because the companies that win this battle won't just make better devices, they'll control the future of technology itself. To understand why, you have to realize what chips have become. In the past, chips were about general performance. Faster CPUs meant quicker apps, smoother experiences, better multitasking. But today, chips are no longer just about speed. They're about specialization. The rise of AI has changed the rules completely. Traditional chips, like CPUs, were designed to handle a wide range of tasks. But AI workloads are different. They require massive parallel processing, handling huge amounts of data simultaneously. That's why we now have GPUs, TPUs, NPUs, entire categories of chips designed for specific types of computation. And this is where the battle begins. On one side, you have companies like Nvidia, which built its dominance on GPUs. These chips turned out to be perfect for training AI models, and now Nvidia sits at the center of the AI boom. Data centers around the world depend on its hardware, and demand continues to explode. But Nvidia isn't alone anymore. Companies like AMD and Intel are aggressively trying to catch up, building their own AI-focused chips and competing for the same market. At the same time, cloud giants like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft are designing custom chips to reduce their reliance on external suppliers. Because relying on someone else's chips is no longer just a technical decision, it's a strategic risk. If your entire AI infrastructure depends on another company's hardware, you're vulnerable. Pricing, supply, performance, everything is out of your control. That's why we're seeing a massive push toward vertical integration. Apple was one of the first to fully embrace this strategy. By designing its own chips, Apple gained control over performance, efficiency, and the entire user experience. Its M-series chips transformed Macs, making them faster and more power-efficient than many competitors. Now others are following the same path. Google has its Tensor chips. Amazon has its Graviton and Trainium chips. Microsoft is investing in its own silicon. Even smaller players are entering the space, trying to carve out niches in this rapidly evolving market. This isn't just competition, it's an arms race. And the stakes are incredibly high. Because chips are no longer just components, they're the foundation of everything. AI models, cloud computing, autonomous systems, even future devices like smart glasses or robotics, all depend on the capabilities of these chips. Whoever builds the best chips can build the best systems, and whoever builds the best systems can dominate entire industries. But there's another layer to this battle that makes it even more complex: geopolitics. Chip manufacturing is one of the most concentrated and sensitive industries in the world. A significant portion of advanced chips are produced by a small number of companies, with Taiwan's TSMC playing a critical role. This creates a fragile supply chain. Governments are now heavily involved, investing billions to secure domestic chip production. The US, China, and Europe are all trying to reduce their dependence on foreign manufacturing, leading to new policies, subsidies, and trade restrictions. So this isn't just a corporate battle anymore. It's a global one. And that adds pressure, urgency, and unpredictability to the entire ecosystem. At the same time, the nature of chips themselves is evolving. We're moving beyond traditional scaling, where smaller transistors automatically meant better performance. Physical limits are making that approach harder. So companies are exploring new architectures, new materials, and new ways of designing chips. Things like chiplets, 3D stacking, and specialized accelerators are becoming more important. Instead of one chip doing everything, we're seeing systems made up of multiple specialized components working together. This modular approach allows for more flexibility and faster innovation, but it also increases complexity. And complexity favors those who can control the entire stack, from hardware to software to services. That's why this battle isn't just about chips in isolation. It's about ecosystems. Nvidia isn't just selling hardware. It's building software platforms like Qt that developers rely on. Apple isn't just designing chips, it's integrating them deeply into its operating systems. Cloud providers aren't just offering infrastructure, they're creating environments optimized for their own silicon. Each company is trying to lock in advantages that go beyond raw performance. Because in the long run, the winner won't just be the one with the fastest chip, it will be the one with the most complete system. And this is where the impact starts to reach everyday users. You might not think about chips, but they directly affect what your devices can do. Faster AI processing means smarter assistants. More efficient chips mean longer battery life. Better specialized hardware means entirely new features that weren't possible before. The reason your phone can process photos instantly, your laptop can run complex tasks smoothly, or your apps feel more responsive is because of what's happening at the chip level. And as this battle intensifies, those improvements will accelerate. But there's also a bigger shift happening. Chips are becoming a competitive advantage in ways we haven't seen before. In the past, software often defined the user experience. Now, hardware and software are becoming inseparable. The capabilities of the chip directly influence what the software can do. That means innovation is moving deeper into the stack, and the companies that control that depth will shape the future. So, while most people focus on the visible side of technology, devices, apps, interfaces, the real transformation is happening underneath. In silicon, in architectures, and in supply chains. It's a quiet battle, but it's one of the most important ones in tech today. Because the outcome won't just determine which company leads the market. It will determine what technology is capable of for the next decade. And by the time the winner becomes obvious, the world built on top of those chips